Oh, it's good. Very warm. Good. For sleep. For sleeping. Are you feeling? You guys comfortable? I'm sure all you're comfortable in your house. Okay. Good. Yeah, now weather's getting cold. They become sunset, become early sunset. They're going to change the time? Yeah, then like 4 o'clock already dark. Yeah. Oh, it's boring. Anyway, good, okay. It's pretty quiet. We're going to do meditation, okay? Now everyone left to the meditation for Mahamudra, Dzogchen, very famous names. Those meditation all come from the way to the meditation emptiness. Without experience emptiness, no way to meditation Mahamudra or Dzogchen. There are different names. Some say Mahamudra, some say Dzogchen, some say meditation emptiness. It's like similar that. Therefore, as I mentioned before, it's form is not emptiness. Emptiness is not a form. It's like that. What means you meditation emptiness means? Think, everything, what you see, what you feel, what you, thought, those all things is not exist as it is for us. We think like that, keep our mind on like that. And right now we don't have much feeling, but if we able to do more deep, more concentration of that thought, then we can feel some feeling. And in order to that keep your mind that, then also we need all the reasons. It's really existing inherently or just appears for us like solid. For that, we can think about all the things depending origination or depending cause or condition. And nothing exists, anything not related with the cause or condition or depending origination. But what we feel, what we appears, we think everything is existed inherently, special for I and me. If someone say very bad, criticize for us, doing that, we really feel I is very solid. They told me like that. Like therefore, these things are hard to think about, emptiness. Then final, when we keep our mind, emptiness means, form is not empty, empty is not a form like that. That means whatever appears for us does not exist like that way. Like that, okay? Moment, couple minutes, okay? Okay. If we do too much, then we fall asleep. But you already start sleeping. You look like very slaps, start sleeping.
That's actually was very good.
Good energy. Okay. Anyway, it's wonderful to be able to study tenets. According to Buddhism, it's very important to education for the tenets. Without knowing any idea all the 4 different tenets, then you don't know which was right or which was not correct. So what view is correct, what view is not correct. Therefore, it's important to study. The second hand is not easy. It's very complicated. And also, we didn't go to any details. We just go to like very gross part, really like just basic things. When you go to more details, even the monasteries, all the great authors who compile the book, authors, they're also not same view. Therefore, cannot say just okay, this is white, this is black. Therefore, there are not so many different views, different beliefs. But we tried our best. Even don't understand much, but I'm sure we got a lot of influence. And we got a lot of merits. One thing is, I think I already mentioned that the influence is very important to, according to Buddhism, we have said, our lives go to continue. We are now the Mr. Mark, maybe future, maybe Mr. John. Another life, maybe Mr. Tashi. Not to go to all different ways. Maybe I wonder Mr. Cow. Maybe human to go cow is not very good. Maybe cow to human is good. But it depends on our karma. Therefore, influence is very important. I think I mentioned that one time, one monk recite and Harsutra every night. Usually the monks in the evening, they recite whatever they memorize. They're walking around, they're reciting. The one monk, he recite the Harsutra every night front porch in his house. Not like house like that, but like that. Above that, 2 pigeons sleep every night. And the pigeon can hear. They don't have anything, meaning, but they have very strong influence. After the pigeons pass away, he becomes a rebirth monk. He becomes very smart monk. And how you know this monk come like that? And one of Buddha's time, and one of the disciples very smart about emptiness. Then one of the Buddha's disciples asked Buddha, how can I come? He's very smart, I'm very not smart that way. Then Buddha told this story. At such time, he's like pigeon. One monk recited the Harsutra, he hear all the time, the influence. And with the condition become rebirth the human being, then with the being able to become monk and study, that he has really just switch on like they merit the influence. Therefore, I'm sure we all create a lot of influence. Okay, like that. Then today is like homework, everyone. Okay, big test. You ready? Yeah. Okay, who's going to give the definition of the Buddhism tenets? Number 3가 주다면 거기서 생리 수시하긴 봤어.
You know what is the definition?
Definition of the
Of
tenets.
Buddhist tenet.
Okay, who knows rest hand? Who don't know, you don't have to rest hand. Okay, I look at Jennifer knows. Bob. Okay, Mark.
The different core beliefs of the.
No, you have to follow the text, not just say you cannot just say that. Okay. Okay, Rika, do you remember?
Proponents of tenets who accept three draws as ultimate objects of refuge and does not assert any object of refuge other than these.
Okay, Sam, Jennifer, like that, Sam? Good. Okay. How about Bob? Correct? Everyone correct? Yeah. Ani, what's it? Nambala, ani. Tawakada shaje chushukaimba.
What are the four seals of Buddhism?
Okay, maybe Bill, you know.
The four what?
Four seals.
Oh, the four
S-E-A-L-S.
seals.
Yes.
Yes. It's not a yes or no question. I can't answer.
No, okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, who knows? Jennifer knows. Mark, do you remember?
I remember three maybe.
Okay,
Sure.
okay. Who knows? Not Rika, okay. Okay, Deborah. Or maybe, okay, go ahead, Linda.
All compounded phenomena are impermanent. All contaminant phenomena are in the nature of suffering. All phenomena are empty and selfless, and nirvana is peace.
That's good. Wow. Good job.
Yeah, that's the important of having studied about tenets. So if you understand the first three seals, then through that you'll be able to achieve the peace, the nirvana. The nirvana is both liberation from samsara and the achievement of full enlightenment.
Okay. Number
So among the four tenets, which one is the one with in terms of the proponents of the four tenets, who is not Buddhist in terms of the view?
Remember? You remember? What remember? Who remember? Ever remember? Vika, you remember? You remember, just raise your hand, okay? Okay, okay, Jennifer.
Is the Vasiputrian sub-school of the Vaibhashika?
You got a killing, isn't it?
What do they accept?
They do assert the selflessness that is an emptiness of the permanent, partless, independent self of persons. But, they do assert that, but they don't assert the subtle selflessness of persons. They say there was what they described as indescribable.
Okay. You like that? Vika, you here? Bob, you here? Correct like that? What do you think, Mark? You have to say things. Yeah. and the Tamata, Tabamata, can't judge me, Rachet, they does a killing this. Mama Post.
They're a non-Buddhist?
The
The
Tavigan about my wrist, my
But the Buddhist, but no, in terms of the view, they're not Buddhist.
Oh,
In terms of view, but actually they are Buddhist.
passage do Jeda Kudam killing Maris.
So you see, when you say there's the four seals, so every compounded phenomena is impermanent, and then all the contaminated phenomena are suffering, and every phenomena is empty and selfless. So that part, they're empty and selfless. So, because they don't accept all kinds of all sorts of selflessness. Therefore, in terms of view, they're not Buddhist.
Yeah, I did that on the Yena by the Taji Ronji to Damakin was. I said they did not kill Lena. I said Ronji to Damakin was.
What is it with that?
Not Kelemachi. Not Taji Ronji Damakin.
So they accept, they assert that, right? They assert the self existing self-sufficiently and substantially, but they accept or they don't accept the self, being so it's a prominent, partless, and independent, right?
Oh yeah, she has a. At the Tati time. She has a Ranchet with the dark killing, not dark killing go.
If you accept the self sufficiently, self-sufficiently or substantially existing self, if you accept that kind of self, is it necessary to accept a self?
Waiting, Bob.
because they accept that it's like, that's what the words are. Exactly. Self-sufficient, substantially existent, it's everything self.
Did you like that? What are Ranchet with the Damek and Dame to not Dame to wishes. They tell them, then they tell Lenja Romber. Ranchet with the dark killing goody. Ranchet with the Damek Tona, Dame to which I wish. In Matomi Shayomar. Ranchet with the Dame Tongue, Dame Matum Shayomar.
So those who accept the self-sufficient and substantially existing self is a self, right? Self-existent. So those who accept the self as existing self-sufficient and substantially accept the self-existence, right? Yes.
I think. Killing it. Now killing goody. What are Ranchet with the Dame Kelena, Dame Tona, Dame Tongush. Dame Tona. Ranchet with the Dame Tongue, Dame Matu Kansa Shaymenza, Da Kelena, Da Kellen Ghost.
So what is the reason? Why do you have to react? Why do you have to accept? Not just because the word says, but why? It's just saying that's the debate there. Why you have to accept?
Cheza, you know, Shiranamachi, Dame Kelamata. Shiranamachi, Taviguni, Dame Kelamata. Lemata Tachiroji, Dame Kelemish. Ranchet the dark Kelamata, Tachiroji, Dame Kelemainza, which is Dame Kelamata. Shiranamachi, Dame Kelamata. Anna, Dame Kelamata.
This subdivision, do they accept the selflessness or no?
Yes, no, okay.
They do accept selflessness, right? Because they accept the selflessness of the impermanent, partless, independent self. Therefore, they accept the selflessness.
Yes, no. What do we think? No?
You know, if they send it out, the self, it's, like Bob said, it's like they're saying that's what they believe. But
Okay. What's
the name again? Suba? Vasiputran. Is it Vasiputran? No.
think there's other ones too. It's the one in the text.
Okay. Vasiputriyan. Anyway, so okay, let's just talk about the Vasiputriyan, right? So that the Vasiputriyan subdivision of the Vaibhashika school. They accept selflessness.
So the selfless is a person, is empty from the permanent partners and independent.
Yeah. So they do accept selflessness then.
Yes, no. Yes. Okay. Malavata da kelimşe. Ameke malavata da kelimşe.
They don't accept the selflessness because they accept self-existence.
Okay, what answer you got? You got it? You got that they're tricky?
That is.
What's the answer? The Rika?
Well, they accept self, so they don't accept selflessness. That's what this sub-school.
Ameke malavata.
They don't accept the selflessness.
Well, so they're contradicting, their belief are contradicting. They're,
Malavata da.
Don't they accept the selflessness?
there's Buddhist, so they should accept selflessness because that's part of the definition of the tenets. But the sub-school somehow don't believe selflessness.
Lengo resro. Lengo re number la song. Ta kaje ku dame ke malavata.
Don't they accept selflessness?
Devra, what you say? You mute, you have to unmute.
I looked at my notes and my notes say that they say the person is not one with the aggregates. So if the person is one with the aggregates, then they would be 5 different people, 5 different selves.
This is hard to believe this.
Yeah, so that's when they're talking about the 5 aggregates as a person.
Right.
Right
Right here now we're talking about the selflessness.
Right. But that's why they don't believe in the selflessness.
Okay.
Because-
So they don't accept selflessness?
No. Well, not that level.
They accept the selflessness because they accept the selflessness of the person being empty of self, empty of permanent partners and independence. If they accept the person, if they accept the person being empty of permanent partners and independence, then isn't that accepting selflessness?
Okay, Rika, Devra, what you guys answer?
Well, they do accept non-existence of permanent partners, independent person. That's as a selflessness, but they're not They're not completely objecting selflessness. So
So then, if you realize the emptiness of permanent partners and independence of the person, isn't that realizing selflessness of person?
for them, yes.
Yes. What? So realizing selflessness, right?
For their school, yes.
Every school, yes, right?
Not for every school.
Okay, give me one school.
Which school says that if you realize the emptiness of the permanent partners and independence, you don't realize emptiness. I mean the selflessness. Which school says that?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Prasangika.
싫어.
못해주고.
쇼다 단집에 쇼다. 가다라 제대로 되지 동안 담에 똥이 담에 맡고 가다라 쇼다.
나도 제대로 말다.
다시
다시 나도.
단집에 가다 담에 맡아와다. 아니 단집에 가다 담에 맡아와다. 단집에 가다 담에 맡아오래. 똥 말이야. 다시 오지 담에 똥이 담에 맡아오다 단집에 샤도.
말에 남의 똥이. 알았어.
다시 오지 담에 똥장 담에 맡아오다 단집에.
So you are saying the Prasangika Madhyamika realizes the
오지 담에 똥장 담에 맡아.
the selflessness that's empty of existing permanently, partlessly, and independently.
They do realize it, but they don't. The all other school is that's the course selflessness of the person, but the Prasangika doesn't even include that. They're a little bit more subtler.
건조기 뒤 또그랬어. 남의 똥 봤어.
담에
남의 뒤 또가 뒤 남의 또가 캐 가서 고쳐 봤어.
네 고정말이야 고정이다.
So you are saying that it's not sufficient to realize selflessness just by realizing the person being empty of permanent, partless, and independence.
That's correct. It's not sufficient to realize.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you can say that way.
그래. 이나 다 루인들라잖아. 루인들라. 제라모 코나게 룰라잖아. 다시 롱지 담에나 담에도 마셔와다.
So, according, but that's in the Prasangika, right? So, according to the Bhavashika, if you realize the person being empty of permanent, partless, and independent, then isn't that realizing selflessness?
Actually, no, because that's the coarse selfless of the person. There's a subtle selfness in the person that they have to realize. That's the non-existence of self-sufficient, substantially existence person. And they have to realize that.
So according to the this subdivision, what's this, Putriyan? Vasiputriyan. So according to the Vasiputriyans, the subdivision of the Bhavishaka school, is there even more subtle than realizing the emptiness of permanent, partless, and independent self?
I don't know about this school. I don't know this sub-school.
For this school, that's the subtlest, right? No?
Okay, no?
Is there subtler than that?
Well, well, no, I guess not, because they are saying that there's no self, that there's a self that is neither, yeah, they're saying there's a self that's neither the aggregates or the aggregates, so yeah. So that is.
So according to that, that's the subtlest, and if you realize that, then you're realizing the subtle selflessness.
Yes.
And so therefore, Vasiputriyan, do they realize selflessness now?
Yes, no.
They don't realize they have selflessness because they accept self-existence. Right? If they accept self-existence, how can they realize selflessness? They assert self-existence. If you debate, you can debate it that way, no?
Okay. Something little contradiction, you can see little contradiction. Yes. Want to say something?
But they're not clear. They say
They're very clear. They said they clear as well.
so if you could debate, you say, are they one with the aggregates or not? So, because they say like, it's neither permanent nor impermanent. That's like saying it's not hot, but it's not cold. So then it must be lukewarm.
There's the water. That's not hot. That's not cold. Lukewarm, yeah. So just like that, they're accepting a person that is neither permanent nor impermanent.
Okay, like that, okay. It's a little complicated, right? A little bit complicated, right? It's a imba in the Tasidan, in the Tanrodan to the Korangi, Shirama, Detechik Kalentares.
Yeah, you can debate in that way. I mean, of course, there can always be debate about anything, right? But this is what seems to be contradicting according to their view. But this is just one division of the Vaibhashika school who accepts that.
Okay, that is my question in that. And the Shirama, Dravala, Numocha, the Numum, Jumaiba Dravani or was.
According to the Vaibhashika school, there are two kinds of obstructions, right? Delusional obstructions and non-delusional obstructions.
Okay, and the Shirab Jitani Yomar, Kachinere.
There's no term for the obstruction to knowledge, right? There's no term of obstruction to knowledge. Why is that?
Okay, the question, okay?
Why is that?
Why is that?
Because they assert that the continuity of consciousness ceases when you realize selflessness.
The continuity ceases when you realize selflessness?
Yeah.
I mean, todo in it? Yeah, because Shibidu got worse.
Ah.
When you realize emptiness, or when you achieve nirvana?
When you achieve nirvana.
When you realize emptiness?
Okay, any different reason? Shirab Jitani maybe just there.
Why is there no term of obstruction to knowledge?
Because they don't.
Obstruction to omniscience, right?
Because they don't assert omniscience in the sense of simultaneous knowledge of all things.
They don't assert omniscience?
No, they think they assert all knowing, but not simultaneously.
그것은 남기킬링가 말했어. 남기킬링 말했어. 내 정말 더블 킬링, 정말 더블 킬링 거든. 정말 뒤져도 더블 킬링하고.
How about you guys? Vika, you have some answer? Well, you have some answer?
Because the Hinayana tenets, their aim is the liberation. The aim of Nirvana is liberation, not the Buddhahood. So they don't think that far.
Okay. Well, you have something to say?
On the subject we were just speaking about, according to my cheat sheet here, the charts of tenets, it says that under course selflessness, all of the schools have the same thing, the lack of a permanent, partless, independent self. But when you get to the Prasanjika view, they have the lack of a permanent, partless, independent self and a self-sufficient, substantially existent self. The subtle selflessness of all the other schools is the lack of a self-sufficient, substantially existent self. But for the Prasanjika, the only school and the most subtle school, it's a lack of an inherent existence of persons and phenomena. So the two subtle and coarse selflessness of all the previous schools are combined in Prasanjika as the coarse selflessness to be overcome. And then they have a new category just for Prasanjika, the lack of inherent existence of persons or phenomena. So that's how my chart categorizes it. Yes and no.
그래서 제주도 가서 제주도 봤디? 근데 가서 좀더 엄마 사막이 엔들이 그래서 남의 터무켈레 그랬어. 남의 터무켈레 그래서 근데 또 여기 또 터주바디 뒤 남의 라바켈레 그랬어. 나 터주바기 전에 가서 나 랑생 두고 동부 다 되는 데 가서 다음에 터먹히는 거라서.
That's not my question. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Rika, you have some answer that?
Your question is yes or no.
Correct.
저한테 어디 가서 노래서.
I like your answer. 저한테 단나 제너럴 아들이. 근데 시바찌기 시자차상 오해요 말 때문에 시바찌 네 그리고 시자찌기 시바차가 되어요 말을 들이고 다니자 그랬어요. 근데 시립체는 다니면 이제 시바찌 그 시자 탐주 시장 통화요 말했어요. 남친도 매와 있다. 근데 시바찌 되게 들어가대요 말했어요.
So just like Jennifer said, there's no one mind that can realize everything, all the phenomena at the same time. So because there's no such kind of mind, so there's no obstruction to obstruct that kind of mind. So that's why there's no obstruction. The knowledge here means like the mind which knows all the things at the same time. So there's no such kind of mind, therefore there's no an obstruction to obstruct such kind of mind. Therefore, there's the term, the obstruction to knowledge, is not existent in that school.
Okay. Shirame Sanjay Papi Sudu.
That was used.
Yes.
I have a question. Why does the text say that non-diluted obstacles act chiefly as obstacles to all knowingness? That seems like they're recognizing that there is all knowingness and you could reach that if you remove the non-diluted obstacles.
Yes, there is an all-knowing mind, but there's no one mind, all-knowing mind at the same time, simultaneously.
Oh, okay.
Shirame Lula Sanjay Papi Kusude. No more the check Mare.
According to the Bible Sugar School, is Buddha's body contaminated or not? Buddha's body is contaminated. Which body?
The superior.
Anybody.
The regular body, the form body.
Okay. What do you say?
According to this?
Yeah.
I would say it's contaminated.
One choice.
What do you think?
Buddhist superior.
What choice?
How about you guys? Sam? Do they pump team out? Sanjay Papi do they pump to your
The Buddha, the superior, has not abandoned the true the true suffering. Has not abandoned true suffering.
Well, I think even a Buddha paranirvana, I think the mental continuum ceases to exist.
So no, the Buddha superior has true suffering.
Do them about?
Have not abandoned the true suffering.
No contradiction, because he has abandoned every single delusion that refers to true suffering. But
Yeah, there's a contradiction because one says abandon and one says still have it, right? If you still have it, how can you abandon it?
there's no contradiction there.
Having hair on the bottom, on the head and not having hair is contradicting or not?
Because, yeah, therefore they're considered to have abandoned true suffering, because they've abandoned every single delusion that refers to true suffering.
What do you say? Do the when you want to the point.
Another big way.
To the when you want to the point of choice. That DJ Kumba to images. Yes, Bob, Bill.
It depends on if you accept a Hinayana view or
I'm
Oh,
the
talking about Hinayana. Don't go to Mahayana, okay? Just Hinayana, this tenets,
Hinayana
okay?
view In the other view, the Buddha has to die still. So he has to die because of causes. Therefore, he has not overcome suffering because he still has to suffer and die. So
Okay,
in
he's not over
in the Mahayana view, he's already a Buddha. So everything is just a show. It's an illusion.
Okay. Aje probably do the maliba mapata. Mapata chana patient than gandu is.
So you're saying this Buddha has not abandoned all the true sufferings? And it's cool.
He has the residual suffering of the body which he carries with him until he dies.
Okay.
So
Mapata.
he has not abandoned?
He's not abandoned his body.
Okay. Then mapata chana patient than gandu is. What page number?
It's on page 5.
It's page 5. Looking for the page 5. Okay.
You're contradicting that page 5.
Page 5.
Paragraph 3.
Paragraph 3. Okay. Tawana traveling by that. And the Sanjay Bobby Lachimiji Pombo do not choose the colors.
Now the next question. The Buddha superior possesses, right? Possesses or has the residue of the true what's that?
The Pajam the colors, Sanjay Pombo, the Pajam the colors.
What's it there?
The
So the Buddha superior on the residue, right? With the nirvana with the residue, has true suffering. I mean, has a Pombo to them Pombo. So it has an aggregate, right? Has a contaminated aggregate, right? So that is to be abandoned.
No.
No, it doesn't. Page 5 does not contradict. No.
Okay. Okay. The Bajar is
Page 5 says, although a Buddhist superior has abandoned all suffering in its origins without exception, it does not contradict that he still has true suffering in his continuum. It does not contradict. This is because he's abandoned every single delusion that refers to true suffering. Therefore, he's considered to have abandoned true suffering, but that does not mean that he does not have true suffering in his continuum. That is to say, the body. No, I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Page 5 does not say that.
That's good. How to debate. This is good. This is how to debate. Okay. Okay. The Saji with the Pajam.
No.
Okay.
So the Buddha's aggregate is not to be abandoned.
Another question. Is that yes or no?
Yeah, yes, no. For Saji.
Is Buddha's body to be abandoned or not?
The form body of the Buddha will die, so it will be abandoned in that sense, just like you will abandon your body.
저런 시도는 저런 속보다 다 태도가서 태도가서 디나시다 상계서 보다 태도가 서로 시도든.
아니 빠져 안에 사지 수부대 빠져래 왜 가다. 마시간에 빠 사지 현집에 가 빠져래 왜.
While he's still alive, is it abandonment or not?
I will read you the section again. Although a Buddha superior has abandoned all suffering and its origins without exception, it does not contradict that he still has true suffering in his continuum. It does not contradict. So you can't ask a yes or no when both things are true. You don't get the correct answers through yes and no anyway.
This is a good how to answer, how to debate the debate class. Okay, you have to use your hand like this. You have to use hand like this.
Oh, I go like this. The back of my hand.
Good. Got the Saji. Yeah. Backhand is tough. This means you are lost. This means
Exactly.
Okay.
And if you say it twice, Geshe, it's kaka. That's a joke.
That's good. That's good. Anyway, okay. That's something. So what
is the reason that Buddha's body is to be abandoned? It's abandonment.
Okay. You understand?
Because the Bodhisattva that entered meditative equipoise and then became Buddha, it's the same body, the same continuum.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Don't got
correct.
it? That's good. Okay. I'm going to do the mind with it. Don't do the mind with that.
We're now moving down to Sautantika.
I think I shall do. Yeah, do the Kazakh say Kandoa.
What's the definition of person in Sautantika school?
Good to do that. Okay. Yep.
It's the continuum of the aggregates, but it's different for the two divisions, I think.
That's correct. Jennifer, Rika, you guys, call. Linda, you guys correct? Follow that.
The mental consciousness for the Sautrantika following reason, though.
그리고 저녁에 너도보나 남실 있었어.
Okay, it's correct. What do you think? Yeah. 공부지향가가 공부남식가가 강사가 세죠. 다시 한번 담으라 먹어도 와. 아, 너도 빌라 아는 세메트니까 임바.
What's the definition of valid cognition in Sautantika school?
Okay, say. Okay, Deborah.
New incontrovertible knower.
That's good. Do you anyone find for the tangible cemetery? That's why.
Did any of you find the definition of the valid cognition in Sautantika school?
Who's your homework? Okay, where you find?
Deborah and Rika and me, yeah.
Okay, what you guys found? That's good.
For Prasangika school, direct valid cognizer, it is a non-deceptive awareness that knows its object without depending on the reason.
Careful, okay. No,
Not the direct valid cognition, but valid cognizer.
Valid cognizer. So not direct.
Not the direct valid cognizer, but just the valid cognizer.
So
Valid
it is.
cognizer, you can have two, right?
So valid cognizer, I think that without depending on the reason is the direct part. So maybe it is a non-deceptive awareness that knows its object. And if it's a direct, it's without depending on the reason and signs.
Right, you top it.
Where you found that? Where you guys found?
I have a slightly different one that I found in science and philosophy in the Buddhist Indian classics.
What does it say?
Yes. There's a non-deceptive awareness in accordance with what is commonly accepted in the world.
Okay, this is a new one. Good. What is Deborah?
It's an incontrovertible knower of his main object. And the interesting point is it doesn't have to be new, according to the Prasangika, as in many other schools say. Can be subsequent and still be valid.
Yeah. Where you found it?
Well, various places. Geshe Tenley teaches the master's program, Jeffrey Hopkins.
Okay. Where you found Rika?
His Holiness and the Thapton Children's book.
Okay. 거기서 담아서. 너무도.
When you said non-deceptive, is the same as incontrovertible?
Um, I don't know if that's the same, but that was the word that they used, is a consciousness that's non-deceptive in accordance with what is commonly accepted in the world.
Yes, I think maybe it can be same. Non-deceptive, incontrovertible. So in that sense, you guys have similar.
Yes,
So it's only that the word, right? It's a different word, non-deceptive and incontrovertible.
그게 좋다 딱상이다. 아니올라 무슨 것이 지혜지. 더 많이 받아.
According to the Prasangika Madhyamika school, the eye consciousness that apprehends the base is incontrovertible, non-deceptive or not?
yes,
It's non-deceptive?
yes.
Dolores.
많이 받아 더 많이 받아.
It is deceptive. It's not deceptive, it's because it's deceptive.
Yes, no.
Deceptive. No, it's non-deceptive.
이마다 드시는 것이.
It's deceptive because it's mistaken.
It isn't, this definition is so good. It says in accordance with what is commonly accepted in the world.
그래서
이게 다냐 지금 징어라 켈랭데. 진짜 켈랭에 다들 밀로에 셔버들라. 그래서 이제 징어도 밀로에 셔버 켈랭 그랬어.
what do you think? What do you think?
Do you mind repeating the question again?
We know that there's a common locus between valid and mistaken.
Oh, so yes, if it's yes, it's mistaken regard to appearing objects, so it's deceptive. It's not non-deceptive, because non-deceptive means incontrovertible or correct, but it's mistaken, so it's deceptive.
So it's not a valid cognizer.
With regard to its appearing object, it's not.
나이를 참 많이 받아.
It's not a valid to its appearing object.
Valid, what?
So you're saying that, like the eye consciousness, apprehending the base, right? Apprehending base or part. So that is a valid cognizer or not?
For Prasangika, no.
Yes, Prasangika, yes.
So Prasangika school, those eye consciousness are mistaken. It's not valid.
Nice.
나이를 참 많이 받아.
So it's not a valid cognizer? Is the eye consciousness and apprehending base is not a valid cognizer?
It's not a valid cognizer, so no. So it's because it's non.
Okay. Now you got big mistake. Okay. And 제마 좀 해야다 단주르다.
So what will be the valid cognizer what will be the valid cognizer in Prasangika school?
In respect to manifest object, is that what we? Wait, I'll come back to. I'll come back to.
Okay. What do you guys say?
The valid cognizer.
제마 많이 받아 녹시해보셔.
Not a valid cognizer because it's a mistaken consciousness.
Not necessary for it to be unmistaken in order to be valid.
받아 소화해보셔. 소스나 넣고라. 천나 넣고라.
제가 말했었거든요. 제 말했어. 근데 제만 있어 봐라. 그래서 나도 제만이나 가서 미로 많이 가서 투어 많이 먹었어.
많이 먹고 그랬어.
많이 봐. 이거 말했어.
대 먹거나
많이 투어 얘기 알았어.
사망이 좋아하게 요다. 인지대 다니려 마다다. 이제 저 대대 에코노미 book. 지대 다니려 좋아하다 말와 뭔가다.
According to your definition, right? Is a non-deceptive mind. What was the last part?
It was non-deceptive in accordance with what's commonly accepted in the world.
Yeah, what is commonly accepted in the world. So
Convention.
yeah, so it's, what is commonly accepted in the world as a mistaken is valid. Yeah.
The eight unique aspects of the.
좋아해도 말로 많이 나오라.
If it is a deceptive, then then it should be it should not be mistaken, right? I mean, if it is a deceptive, it should not be non-mistaken, right?
If it is,
Deceptive.
if it is deceptive or non-deceptive, you're saying if it's,
So you're saying it can be deceptive, it can be non-deceptive, and it can be mistaken.
say it can be valid and mistaken. So
Mistaken,
yeah,
so-
if the definition
So
of.
yeah, so that's what Geshe is saying.
Yeah.
It can be non-deceptive and mistaken.
Yes.
미루와 안에 가서 초안이가 영수이랬어.
말하던 좋아하니 지대 다니려 지금 좋아해도 뭐들 좋아요 말했어. 된 좋아를 캔 그래.
So according to the common the world, right? If it is a non-deceptive, will they accept that as a mistaken?
나 뭐들 주말에 나 뭐들 오 demba에 보려 그래. 내가 말아.
It's like saying if the person is is a liar, and will not say that person is honest.
But all
So you're saying like the person is honest and also a liar.
but all consciousnesses are mistaken, with the exception of the, just of realizing.
This is how it become debate. This is how it become debate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Therefore,
He doesn't want an answer, he wants us to
I see,
debate.
okay.
no, I want to answer. I need you guys to get the
You got it
right.
wrong, right?
I need to get the right answer. What do you answer there? A mystic and the while is contradictory, right?
It can be valid, but it's not ultimately correct. So like mundane laws are all commonly consistent and reliable predictors of cause and effect, but from an ultimate perspective, then yes, they're mistaken.
전담 먹고는 다 되어서 루어스 루어스는 그래서 다 투바스. 일단 뭐 지단은 밀어지고 전담 받다 거는 다 루어스.
좀 마셔도
그래서
그래.
투바샤쇼스.
좀 마셔도 그래. 돈 담아 좀 마셔도 그래.
Ultimately, it's false. Because it's mistaken, right? It's a false.
Ultimately,
Yes.
Ultimately, the 말봐 줘야 말해.
but not conventional.
So ultimately, there's no incontrovertible, no non-deceptive, right? Ultimately, everything is deceptive.
Ultimately,
Same change, ला and 담아 말봐 요 말해.
Yeah, in sentient beings' mind, right? Ultimately, in sentient beings, there's no non-deceptive.
그런 거 다녀와.
According to Pasangika, there's no non-deceptive in sentient beings, right?
Except for you could have an Arya being like uninterrupted path and path of seeing, because in meditative equipoise, it would still be a sentient being.
내 마인기 씨바. 마침말로 마인기 씨바가 같이 해야 되는.
So all the other minds other than meditating on emptiness is all mistaken mind.
There's always the appearance of inherent existence.
나 안에 샹센 봐봐, 샹센 돌아봐, 제탑이지. 돈이 더 별로 열어봐. 제탑이 돈이 더 별로 열어봐.
What about the emptiness? The emptiness, realization of emptiness.
제탑이지.
Mind that realizes emptiness in the continuum of the Bodhisattva on the post-meditative voice. They have a realization of emptiness, right? So that mind which realizes emptiness in the continuum of the post-meditative voice Bodhisattva, is that mistaken?
is mistaken.
인간이 또 말해.
So it doesn't realize the things as they are.
It's not manifest. It's not a manifest mind. It's a latent mind. And so
제가 말했어. 거기 바알은 얘가 쉬어버렸어.
바로 만약 그 내가 지금 말해야 돼. 내가 지금 말해.
So is Latin means like it's like sleeping, not functioning.
yeah, the direct realization of emptiness in a subsequent meditative equipoise. Yeah, that you're not realizing emptiness at that moment.
지금은 내린 돌아 제다.
Not manifest. Yeah, latent.
Latent means not manifest.
Exactly. Yeah.
뭔 이유가?
So it's latent and it's
When
not
the-
manifest.
원 맞잖아 맞아. 원 맞 그 요 맞도 이 또로 봐.
Even though it is not manifesting, but it still cognizes its object, right?
Like
이도 봐.
the wisdom realizing
The
emptiness.
wisdom realizing emptiness within the continuum of the subsequent.
No, because there's still the
마다나
appearance
쇼데
of true.
마다나
the-
쇼데
the
돌아 제다
existence.
배도니 맞도다.
But there's still there would be the appearance of true existence.
얘네 쇼데 돌아 제다 배도니 맞도다.
건조라도 내만 남겨놨어. 내만 남겨놨어.
맞아 맞아. 내가 매번 맞도래.
It means that they have the appearance of the true existence, so that means they have not realized lack of true existence.
Yeah, that's it.
아,
Until they overcome, the obstacles to omniscience, they will have.
분이 또
the
말해. 돌아
appearance.
제다 배.
돈도 올라오더라고.
아,
제대로 돈도 올라오니까 돈 떠거라.
돌아. 이 돈은
It's the mind realizing emptiness. The mind realizing emptiness in the continuum of the post-meditative equipoise bodhisattva. It says it's a mind realizing emptiness. The mind realizing emptiness has to realize emptiness, right?
A manifest mind, it's a latent mind. This will go in
this
circles.
is not my question.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Rika?
Well,
No, what?
it's erroneous. It's erroneous that when they come out from a meditative equipoise, they haven't reached. So I guess mistaken. I don't like that word mistaken, but I guess it's mistaken.
내립 도블로 말해야 돼. 내립
So is
도블로.
that a mistaken mind?
It's not a mistaken. I don't know. Erroneous. Can we say erroneous mind?
Yeah, you can say erroneous. Yeah, erroneous mind.
I guess yes. Right.
Two words.
Because they still have obscurations.
너 마음에도 말라와 미시.
It's not erroneous mind because it is a non-deceptive mind.
맞아, 하이 또.
It's inferential, but it's not.
Are you?
It's inferential. Can I say inferential consciousness? But it's not direct.
Mm-hmm. So inferential means correct. That's Japan. Inferential, means like mind that cognizes object by depending on the reasons or signs, right?
Yes.
So the realization, the direct realization of emptiness cannot be the inferential, right? Direct realization of emptiness within the continuum of bodhisattva on the post-meditative equipoise.
Anyway,
It's-
just because you get to exercise the mind, okay? 이마나 가르나 나이는 트지 타지고 나이는 트지. 내 쉐를 맞추듯이 하고.
Yeah. So the answer is, of course, right? You know the answer. So it's mistaken to the appearing object. So referring object is not. It's not a mistaken erroneous. Others.
시바이나 단지블라 시바나 랑가자자 또 배잡스. 시바이나 랑가자자 또 배잡.
If according to the percentage of Madhyamika, if it is mind, it is necessary to cognize its object.
Yes, are you guys sure? 시바나 랑가자자 또 배잡. Okay, Mark, we think. Okay, 루그란 또 루그라자자 또. 롱라도 또 받치지, 롱라도 또 받치, 이렇게 또 하다.
The mind that cognizes the rabbit's horn, cognizes rabbit's horn.
롱라 여다.
No.
Just
I mean, yeah, you can cognize it, but it doesn't mean it's correct.
이게 벌써다 나이도 시모. 예.
자자들이 가라 열을 하라.
이거 유들하다.
이런 식으로 이게 자자들이 가라.
시에다 주에다 뭐고 여러. 한게 또 비차. 한게 시바다 한게 또 비차.
이것도 비참하다.
시바다 한게 요 비차. 시바다 한게 또 비차.
If it is if it is object, right? Does it have to exist?
What?
A manifest.
It doesn't have to exist.
그래서
요거 말했어. 윤리는 요거 말했어.
이래도 요 먹고 왔다. 그거다 그것도 이제 그것이. 이래 임에도 이 그것도 이제 임으로. 이래 인 마인드 그것도 이제 뭐라지 얘기 받아.
Is rabbit's horn an object? So you're saying there's an object that does not exist. So what is an object that does not exist? Maybe you can shout.
maybe. 이거 명아이지.
Non-existent object.
It's an object of a consciousness that engages its objects in a distorted manner. So
So there is such kind of object.
there's such kind of consciousness. The object.
So that is, there
doesn't-
is object.
We know there's non-existent objects, non-existence objects.
Never is that. Maybe you rest it on.
maybe.
Yeah, and it's,
Non-existent object.
basic.
maybe 이 몸에 이거 얘기지. 이와다 그것도 이제
It's not a non-existent object because it's
Okay,
an
it's a-
existent object.
It's an object of comprehension, but it's still a non-existent. You said that.
You 또 you rest 이나가 가서 여러 말했어.
또 해와다. 동에는 희어 마셔다. 그 동에는 거기 거래.
If there's a mind that cognizes it, doesn't it has to exist? If there's a mind that cognizes it,
Look at the bomb. Yes.
It's into-
What are you guys?
It exists according to our conceptual mind. Anything can exist according to our conceptual mind. We can draw a picture of it, but whether we can find it is another issue.
또 열었어. 난 지난 열이 말했을 때야. 그래서 잘했어.
오늘 요거 말해. 또 배나 요 매라 그래.
So you're saying that it exists in our conceptual mind, but doesn't exist?
Rabbit's horns, yeah.
나 이거라지.
로라 동에 요다.
So there is a mind that cognizes rabbit's horn.
Yeah, you can create a generic image in your mind of it. You can make a drawing of it and then see it.
이 뭐도 될 록시엠이셔.
아니,
로라도 또 봐.
이러는데,
로라도 또 봐. 로라 뭐도 돼. 로라도 또 봐. 록시엠이셔.
그러는데 똑같이.
로라 뭐도 왔다. 로라도 또 봐. 그런 록시엠이셔.
So the mind that apprehends the rabbit's horn cannot apprehend the rabbit's horn because rabbit horn doesn't exist, right?
It can apprehend an image of it in one's mind. One's mind can create an image of it, a generic image.
Yeah, but it cannot apprehend the rabbit's horn. Can it apprehend rabbit's horn? It can apprehend image of the rabbit's horn, but not the rabbit horn, right?
Well, there could be a mental
apprehend
perception,
the
not a
rabbit's horn.
sensory perception.
The Geshe is saying in order to apprehend the rabbit's horn has to exist.
If you want to have it as a sensory perception to the eyes, rather than
리보라 똑바로 리보라 요거랬어. 네, 리보라기 다 가서 리보라기 가서 내가
로라도 또 봐.
리보라 안 된대?
로라도 또 봐대. 록시로 와.
없어. So the mind that apprehends the the rabbit's horn is a mistaken mind, right? It's an erroneous mind, right?
I think, yes.
맞다.
Debatable.
About Rika. Of course, you sure? I'm the Shiba images. Shiba the Raja Tochara, yet Tochara.
맞아, 럭셔 많이 봐서.
She mind butter, yet Tosha.
It's not an erroneous mind because it cognizes its object.
But the Shiba image.
It cognizes its object because it's a consciousness.
Mine tell you, Shiba Raja Tochaps.
Because according to the Pasengika Madhamika, if it is a mind, it is necessary to cognize its object.
That's complicated, right? You can debate the things. Okay, what's the last question? Chenda and you the Toba and Nai the Shembo, can the roll at the Brang Nai Tola, Nai the rule attached to this, attached to Toys.
So the mind apprehending the rabbit's horn cognizes its appearing object. The appearing object, is the mental image, of the rabbit's horn. So that's the appearing object. So that, yes, it cognizes it.
And Trishi is.
It's erroneous.
Trishi is the Lokshe mission, or one of the Lokshe is.
Because it's a mistaken mind.
In a Naila, I think, who told it. Now yet.
But it cognizes its appearing object.
Okay. But this kind of very complicated, okay? What's another homework last week? That you look at the double chat on the time you look at the
Well, did you get the correct definition of the value cognizer?
I think we did.
We did, right? Can you say again?
Well, it was slightly different. It was just a difference of whether we use the word non-deceptive or incontrovertible.
What did you say? Like,
Rika, can you say, Deborah, can you say again?
An incontrovertible knower of its main object, the valid cognizer.
I do shake how you like.
So again, what is the main object, right?
And that's why
This is referring to maybe the appearing object and referring object.
definition I didn't have, it didn't include that. It just said a consciousness that is non-deceptive in accordance with what is commonly accepted in the world.
So,
A consciousness.
Non-deceptive 뭐 미로워서 그러다. 나도 일단 직등겠다. 가르치려면 뭐 대당 와서 미로와.
okay, level the Magawa.
나가와서 그러다 대당 미로와.
Oh, yeah.
모두 킬레벨라. 이때는 모두 킬레지라. 나가와서.
Okay, level Magawa.
모두.
And I only told she about teaching, go to shame, but no shame, but.
What is commonly accepted in the world?
Yeah.
Maybe the realization of emptiness is a mistaken, is deceptive, right? It's not. If you say empty, this book is empty, then that doesn't accord with what is commonly accepted in the world.
Are you saying that his loneliness is wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong, but I just did it. No, this logically, according to your thing, you don't know. Then you take a guy that you know, you
제성에서 캠, 이 캠을했어. just when it's accumulated.
군대가 쏜 거다. she's working like 말씀한다.
He's only said, you can't say, oh, such and such said.
Yeah.
You have to give a reason. You have to give a valid reason. You can't say such and such said, so and so said, or Nagarjuna said, or Buddha Shakyamuni said. You can't say that.
제가 돈이도 별로 때 나도 나는지 요 말라 그러고 나도 나는지 요래 나도 강요가 요르스. 대어 말라 가가다 내가 제일 잘 그러고. 이 땡기.
According to the Pasingika's view of emptiness, he's saying that whatever appears to us doesn't exist the way it appears to us, right? But according to the commonly accepted world, so whatever appears to us exists, right?
대단한 가서.
So that's contradictory.
But it really makes sense because if we're saying that even, yeah, that a valid consciousness can be mistaken, then that is how we see things in the world.
테마에 나서 트리셔마이 마카스 되게
로케라. 대신 뒤에 가다 로케 자는 것도. 대신 맞다 로케 자는 것도.
it's not only mistaken, it becomes even wrong view.
What about the difference between mistaken and incomplete? Like, that we hear a sound, right? It's valid, but like there's frequencies we don't hear. So is that mistaken or incomplete? I think maybe the wording.
방어도 인자디 너도 동도인데 다 보고라. 대야 더 트셔레스 와라. 나도 막고 다지어라. 나한테 가서 때는 그러니까 로타기를 해 다지. 어디니?
나도 저 또요 말. 나도 또요 말.
Yeah, the sound that you can't hear, you don't recognize it.
No. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The dog will hear it.
야, 나도 맞다고는 이거 매우 그치 말아.
Yeah, just because you don't recognize it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But if you don't hear the sound, you don't recognize it. For your ear to recognize the sound, the ear has to hear it. So maybe that sound can be recognizable for the dogs. Yeah.
Okay, what's the Rika's definition?
Similar to everyone, but I have other definition from the science and the philosophy book too. It's valid cognition there's a two way of thinking. One is the new acquired and non-deceptive cognition, or cognition that correctly knows its principal object. That was also from science and philosophy book.
Principal objects, those roots over.
So,
Maybe page 77. I think, is like, because new in the way you say that's the definition from this.
No. That they listed in a glossary at the end of the book. They listed two meanings. So one is the first one I said was Tantrika. So I believe, but they didn't mention which one. But I think the later one, the cognition that correctly knows its principal object. I guess that's similar to what Jennifer said. That's the science and philosophy. And His Holiness's other book says it is a non-deceptive awareness that knows its object. That was the other one.
다들 라이 또 세대 지나도 봐이 라이 때 나이라 맞아지 신이라 샤고 신바이 내려 써봐지로 신이 신바이라 오늘 주베에서 나이라 샤야지 나이라 샤야 말다 라이 또 세대 내 고난 되거든 아니 주베에 다 대시되지 나에 대해 루어에서 뭐여로 나 대시 어디바지 가슈잖아 루라에서 뭐될 트대가 된 거지 디 대신 라나도 여러 보다 될고 이치도 되지
So yeah, you can say that maybe the mistaken, to the appearing object. So what appears to you, is like in the case of apprehending a rabbit's horn. The rabbit horn appears to you, and then you think there's a rabbit horn. That's what. But in the engaging object, but it's the image. It's just the image, of the rabbit's horn that you have visualized or imagined. And that is appearing to you. So that exists, yes. So that imagination exists, but the real rabbit's horn doesn't exist.
Okay.
So when you say principal object or the main object, maybe that's what's referring to.
Okay, Bill. Sorry.
The rabbit's horn is not considered valid cognizer even in, okay, sorry, Bill, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. One difference about the world, what you were saying about the way of the world. For example, you see water and then you see a mirage and you think that both of them are water. So from the point of view of the world, from the Prasangika view, the functionality is the important distinction. In other words, water that you see, that you can drink, that you can bathe in, that is water. Water that you see in a mirage does not have that functionality. So although you perceive them both as water, the one is invalid. Now, of course, ultimate yogic perceivers of emptiness are the only valid, ultimately valid cognizers of Prasangika. But within the valid cognizer of conventional objects, which is very important to Tsongkhapa, that you have perception of valid perception of conventional reality. There are two types, functional and not functional. If it's functional, then the water, you can drink it, you can wash your hands, that is valid. The mirage is not valid. The rabbit's horn is a little like the mirage, only it's a non-existent, but you actually can see a mirage, but it doesn't function. And the rabbit horn doesn't function either. It's like the blue eyes of the child of a barren woman, you know, beautiful blue eyes.
Okay, according to that, 저랑이지 70이 10번이라 20번의 록셔리ပဲ.
So your mind that recognizes water, your mind that recognizes water, is that a mistaken mind?
As to its ultimate nature, yes, it's a valid cognizer of water through the eye consciousness or through touching the water, etc.
Maybe you have to test the water. That's valid.
Through all senses, it is valid because it is functional, but it is not ultimately. It's not true as to its ultimate nature. The only cognition that is true as to the ultimate nature is a yogic perception of emptiness. Everything else is not. That's what I believe. Right? And I heard that through the grapevine.
Good.
It's not mistaken because it accords with the function of the world.
Correct.
So therefore it's not mistaken.
It is ultimately mistaken because the only cognition that is valid is an emptiness. There is no other valid cognition, but it is a valid cognition in terms of the world. So it's functional.
저는 mistaken 무지천하면 나도 지나지 추천하고 싶어요. 주심 록시에 말에 채워 요래요 말에.
So your mind, seeing the mirage and your mind seeing the water. Is there any difference in these two minds? Are they same being mistaken?
It's mistaken as to its ultimate nature.
So ultimately they both are mistaken.
It is mistaken as to its ultimate nature. Its ultimate nature is an emptiness.
Therefore, ultimately they're both mistake.
No.
Okay. Ultimately not mistake.
Ultimately, it's an emptiness. That is non-mistaken.
No, it's not an emptiness is not mistaken. It's that
if it's perceived.
Your mind, okay, listen to me, okay. Your mind sees the water, your mind sees the mirage of water. That both mind is ultimately mystic or this value mind.
Both minds are mistaken as to the ultimate nature of its object, which is an emptiness. Since it is not perceiving an emptiness, it is mistaken.
Okay, anyway. Okay, now we stop. I won't talk too much. That's good. We debate, okay? We debate like this, then we start. Anyway, I can't go on the pen told my lord. The Shan did not take it. 지하선 안 먹고 이렇게 말인데 쇠전에 쇠 가서 잡혀버려.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not that you don't know or you know exactly, right? But it's just that, you can debate. You can, even if you know, you can still debate. If you don't know, you can still debate. So it's helpful or not, but you can debate a lot on this.
지하선 따다 뭐나 기시도 쇠자고 봐. 그래서 지 개개 지긴 봐야 실제 지금도 쇠자요.
Even if it is just on a one view, in the same view, you can debate on different views, but you can debate even on the same view and on a same author's book.
Okay, then not means okay, you guys are okay. Look like we don't understand anything. Don't think that way.
Yes, when we were researching that question about if there are common locus between obstacle to omniscience and consciousness, there's huge debate about that.
Yeah, there are a lot of debates. Yeah, then no one can say like this. Therefore, it's not easy. 제가 가진 가지고 레 가지 봐셔야 보셔요래. 아니 나랑게나야. 이때 로네 제가 나랑 차서 걸라더니 네 로노 제고 겁라래. 차서 대 로노 없이 가진 가지고 냠도 개와야 보셔요래.
So anyway, so we all had a chance, to study, and myself also had a chance to study because you guys had to read the book, so text, and so I got a chance to study, and you studied a lot too. So we all left a very strong imprint in our minds. So by doing that, we have accumulated a great amount of merit also.
다 되니 가서죠. 기회 잡아 템바 제원 로바데바 텐지 제원 네 그세 진데 제원 아니 소소티다 나바 가디바나 간에 추다 마차와 네 드리게 되는 것도 멋진다.
And so now we're going to dedicate that merit we have accumulated for the teachings of the Buddha to increase, and for the sentient beings, to be happy, and for all the holy beings, to have long and healthy life, and for ourselves, to never be parted, from the Dharma. We're going to dedicate for that.
그래서 가치에서 왔대요. 지금 제일 해야지 영어 쇼선.
And then we're going to dedicate for whatever we do, to be of benefit, to others.
Okay, like that. How is dedication?
Okay.
Pray.
Page 39, Thanksgiving model offering.
Thank you so much, Geshe.
Prabhupada's final number in prayer. For my two collections of manifestations I have asked for the effort of this practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief meaning Buddha for all those whose minds crystallize blinded by ignorance. Even if my memories escape me and repel me in your loving compassion for all my life. I have find the best and completed paths of the teachings you have been practice. Use the skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion. May I uphold the Buddhist teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction my precious teachings have not yet spread, but once spread or declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. In the minds of those who reach liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddhist deeds be nourished for a long time. I even as may always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain in circle land, source of every peace and joy, and no changing just so changing. It will feel until some star of heaven. Maybe the Snow teachings and that's my adoring being. The Lord, that's what I beseech. May all your holy wishes be fulfilled. Page 49, the short form of my prayer for Lama's Buddhist. You who uphold the subduers for a way of service about the masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels. Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please believe the written law. Try to always meet with perfect teachers. Your form of life is 도저히 장기고 번주도 차양 교환 문제도 시켜야 되는 근데 삼대가 따와 떠받친 거 대외 신지 되는 인간대신을 쓰는 대외 신지는 집에 대바 뜻밖의 보다는 잡아 하나를 주지 예바 필요도 필요가 되죠 대외 신지에 담아서 뭐 함께 받아와 그런 거 다른 거 그런 거 따와서 그것도 그가 다시 맞는 거 되죠 이게 신지의 대외도 오늘 비슷하잖아요 그거 되게 제가 뜻도 내려다 이렇게 대바서 그래도 지금 때문에 따와 남았다고 하면서 원주민들 저번에 그렇지. 학교와 선배는 너다 맞아 이기거든 계획도 진짜 뭐 선배 실도다 전화번호 번호를 주로. Having developed in every life, leading cause and effect, renunciation, the body, mind, and the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtue is not gathered by way of body, speech, and mind, be conscious solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. Page 57, prayer of dedication. Through this virtue may our spirit be, that will get Buddha's state. Praise without exception in the state. Precious supreme body mind, may it were unborn arise, and were born never decline, but increase forevermore.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Geshe
you.
Tenley. Thank you very much
Thank you,
for-
guys.
Just,
Thank you.